Justin, congratulations to you. You know, Team Garbrandt finally getting that first win. Had to feel good, but what was it like in the locker room after? Was everybody relieved? Were they fired up for your win? How was the vibe?
Yeah, everybody was fired up. It was a really good vibe. No one really focused on the fact that we had a lot of losses. They always focused on the fight at hand, and when I won, everyone was ecstatic.
Nice.
Justin, great fight. That was beautiful. It was back and forth the whole time. But I've got to ask, how tight were those guillotines?
Oh, they were tight. I'm a guillotine guy, and I heard him gurgling a few times. I had to kind of chase it for a while, but given the chance again, I think I could finish it.
Yeah, well, Joe's a tough dude. Listen, Mike and I do have standards about what we will and won't say. However, the social media marauder RJ Clifford does not. He is standing by in the troll booth, researching our guest, Justin, and polling social media using the hashtag Tough Talk. RJ, what have you got for us?
Thank you very much, Karyn. Well, Justin, we know you like to battle other fighters, but last month at the Cleveland Indians game, you waged a battle against junk food. Take a look. So here you are, chatting away, Fox Sports, you're in the bullpen, and who is this? A hot dog! And you just start wailing on him. Like, I'm worried he's gonna start bleeding mustard on you. What are you doing here?
When you're a good fighter, you have to keep your head on a swivel, and I saw Mustard coming up behind me, and I know him and Andy, or Andre, I'm sorry, go after it all the time, but I had to take care of business.
So my question for you is, of all the sports mascots out there, which one would make the best fighter?
By far, Brutus from the Ohio State. You know, anybody from the Buckeye State, they're gonna be a tough matchup for anybody.
All right, well, listen, what did you make of that fight?
Well, I think it's fair to say that hot dog couldn't cut the mustard.
Oh, Justin really relished that win.
Oh, stop it.
We're going to be gathering your tweets and sharing them all show long. If you want to get involved, you've hashtag Tough Talk, and I promise the troll booth will find you. Listen, Justin, back to the important questions here. You did get Team Cody on board. How much pressure did you feel going into this fight? Because on the one hand, I feel like maybe there'd be no pressure because everybody already lost, or there's a ton of pressure because your guys really, really needed to get a win.
Yeah, the team really wanted to win, and I want to be there for them, and I want to be the guy to bring it home. But at the end of the day, it's not a team sport. You know, I was there for me, and I'm there to win the season. So, you know, it never changed my focus. You know, I just try to have laser-like focus the whole time. And when it's time to fight, all I can do is perform. The only thing I can control is my effort. You know, that's what I did.
As I said before, Justin, that fight was back and forth, but predominantly it was you pouring the pressure on the whole time. And Joe just ate everything you had. Were you worried at any point that you were going to punch yourself out?
If it happens, it happens. I really wasn't worried about it. You know, once I get the green light, I just go until I hear the bell. But, you know, Joe's a tough dude. You know, I'm a powerful puncher, and he ate a lot of shots, and I know it had to hurt him pretty bad. I talked to him afterwards, and he seemed pretty beat up.
Well, you know, they always tell you guys to be ready for a third round after the second one. But did you really think there would be a third, or did you think you did enough to win the fight?
I feel like I did enough to win the fight, but I asked my coaches because, you know, it's always easier to see from outside perspective. And I said, is there going to be another round? They said, I don't know. And I said, oh, God, I hope not. You know, I left it all in there. I could go for 3, but I really didn't want to do another one.
You were the last pick on Team Garbrandt, but you were the only one to win a fight. What do you think of that? Bad coaching, bad choosing? What's the deal?
I think it was bad choosing. Not that it was necessarily bad. I didn't know for sure if I was going to be on the show or not, so I was prepping for a 155 tournament in Korea, and I was one of the lightest guys there. So, I spoke to Mac Brown. He was one of the coaches on the other team, and I trained with him in Ohio and stuff, and we're friends. And he said it was basically just because my size was so small, but I'm just as strong and physical as any of those guys, and, you know, I didn't have a problem with it and just made my weight cut easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, a couple of the guys, even one of your former opponents, Ramsey Nijum, usually fights at 55 as well. You know, question for you. Cody was calling you the dark horse through this episode, and as we know, you weren't actually picked by him in the end. Did you guys bond? Was that a little chip on your shoulder for that feeling of not being picked? How did that play out between the two of you?
I can see how it could be seen as a chip on his shoulder, but it's just a little extra motivation for me. When I didn't get picked in the first or second pick, I want to be picked last because I was in shape. I wanted to go, and I just figured if I get picked last, I'll be one of the first guys up against one of the top seed guys that I could knock off and hopefully get a better pick in the next round. But as the season went on, I spoke to some of the other guys. I talked to Ramsey and stuff, and their team kind of joked around and said I was one of the most, well-rounded guys, and they couldn't believe I got picked last. And it just turned out nobody really wanted to match up with me until Joe Daddy, he said he wanted a veteran because he said it means more. So that's what he got.
Very nice. Well, there actually was a theme with Cody's picks. Let's take a look.
Pick your fighter.
Hector Urbana, Ohio boy.
Team Ohio, baby.
My next pick will be another Ohio boy, Julian Lane. Let me bang, bro.
Let me bang, bro. Let's go.
Last but not least, another Ohio boy, Justin Edwards. Got the Midwest on my team.
So we saw how some of the fights played out. Do you think that picking fighters by state was a smart strategy?
Well, if you're going to pick fighters by state, it's a pretty good state to pick from, There's a lot of talent in the state, and I've trained with all the guys. I've trained with Julian, I've trained with Hector, and it's the first time I met Cody. But they're all really solid guys that come from a strong background, and it's a really strong wrestling state. So that's one of the hardest bases to get, and I think that really plays over into MMA.